was raised to get up and go get it. Independent, make my own money. If you think I need you, I'm offended. Qui est-ce moyen? Moi c'est un patron. Bomba piclet, vin sous moi avec respect. It's your girl Riches, gotta focus on that riches, cause I love that.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Riches on the Rise. It's your girl Sabrina Cuzzle, or you could call me Riches, and we about to rise up together. Now, one of the things that you need to do to rise up is prioritize your time. Time is precious. So starting now, we're gonna move like a boss. I'm going to tell you 5 things that is beneficial when it comes to saving time. Are y'all ready? Of course y'all ready, because I'm not trying to waste your time. Okay, so let's get right into it. So the first thing you should do when you want to save time is get your groceries delivered. I know what you're saying. You're like, girl, you bougie. I am. But there are people out there who can't afford to get their groceries delivered. And to be honest with you, it's actually not that bad. I remember when I was living in Atlanta, I used to get my groceries delivered. It is super convenient. It saved me so much time. I used to be at work, and then when I know I'm about to get off, I go ahead and I order my groceries, or I'll do it a couple hours before. So by the time I get home, it's in front of my door, or it'll come 5 minutes after I get home. Ordering my groceries saved me so much time. So that's something I do recommend for you to do, is go ahead and order your groceries if you can. I'm not telling you to do so, and you can't. You have a budget and that's not part of your budget, that's totally fine, because number 2 will also help you out. Now, number 2 is order in advance. Now, if you can't do number 1, you could definitely do number 2 because it's free. You could order your groceries in advance, and then you go, you pick it up. Simple as that. You don't have to spend too much time at the grocery store, and plus you won't end up buying things that you don't need. I know you be grabbing that Snicker, because that's what I be doing too. I have never ordered my groceries in advance, but I do order my food in advance. So sometimes I will go ahead and go on the app when it comes to Panera Bread or anything really, or sometimes I'll call in. I'll go to Panera Bread app, or I'll go on their website. I order my food, I pay online, I go in, grab my food, and then I walk on out. And sometimes people be looking at me like, oh my God, like I'm over here waiting for my food and she just came, grab and go. Yes, because I have things to do. I'm trying to be a millionaire. I don't have time to sit there and stand and wait for my food, okay? Yeah, don't pay me no mind, because I went to Starbucks one day and I was standing in line for a long time, and I was waiting for a very long time. I even had to call my job and say, hey, I'm running late. I ain't telling them I was at Starbucks, but I was in that line for a very long time, and I watched people walk in and out on me just grabbing their stuff. I'm just like, ooh, I don't know why I didn't think of that. I'm starting to order things in advance in general, because I do not have time to waste. I don't have time to sit there and stand. I could be doing something else. You get it? Gotta move like a boss. Have no time to waste. Number 3, drop off your laundry or get housekeeping. I know y'all probably be like, dang, this girl is bougie. I am. I'm telling you, I am. I know I'm bougie, but it's not as bad. Like, people just make it sound like, oh my goodness, girl, you bougie, but it's not that bad. It's not. I'm gonna give you another story. When I was in Atlanta, it was a crazy time. I'm gonna tell you the story, the full story one day, but not today, because I'm not trying to waste your time. Get it? Part of the video. Save time. Okay, anyways, so I was in Atlanta. Where I was staying, there was no washer, no dryer, and I needed to get my clothes washed. So my former boss, who passed away this year, he took me to a nearby laundromat that does drop off laundry. And I gave them my clothes. I think within like 2 days, they gave me my clothes back. And I paid only $11. I was like, and it was like a big bag of clothes, because you know, I'm a fashionista. I love fashion. So I gave them a good size bag. And it was just $11. And I'm like, oh wow. And everything was nice and folded and everything. I'm just like, oh, okay. I see y'all. And I know I did that because I didn't really have transportation, and you know, I just didn't know anybody at the time over there. It was just like, I was really going through it. But it did save me time though. I didn't have to sit there and be in the laundromat washing my clothes, and I didn't have a car. It was going to be a mess for me in my situation. And I know there's people out there who don't mind just going to a laundromat and cleaning their clothes. I am knocking nobody. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, but I'm just saying, if you're trying to save time, that is something you could consider. With the housekeeping part, if you work from home and you know you don't want to get off work and start cleaning your house, get a housekeeper. Have them clean while you're at work. So when you get off, you can go party, you can go to sleep, you can watch Netflix, whatever you like to do for fun. And it saves you so much time to do something else versus having to get off work or, having to get home and clean. You got somebody else doing that. You don't have to really worry about that and put so much time into doing that. So you should definitely consider either doing drop-off laundry or housekeeping. Number 4, cuatro, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Number 4, set appointments. Get used to setting appointments. Now, I know I'm one of them who walk into a nail salon and just say, hey, you have room for one, and I'm sitting there. They're like, okay, 20 minutes. And I'm just sitting there waiting. We got to move like a boss. If you know you need to get your nails done tomorrow, call the nail salon. Like, hey, do you have any times available for tomorrow? Yes, I do. I have 12, 1, 3. Pick a time, be there at that time. So whoever's there waiting, they're just a walk-in, you are their priority. You set an appointment, so they're not going to sit there and just say, oh no, you gotta wait, these people are here before you. No, your appointment is at 1. And I'm telling you this because that happened to me. I was a walk-in. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't know if they were supposed to do this or not, but I was in the middle of getting my nails done, and they told me to sit in the side for like a good 10 minutes because the person that was supposed to be there at 1 walked in, and I had to wait a little bit. Like, it wasn't that long, and they did apologize if it is wrong for what they did, but they did apologize to me and say, hey, I'm sorry. On top of that, she wasn't one of those pleasant customers, if you know what I mean. So, and I wasn't stressed. I ain't had nowhere to go anyways. But point I'm trying to make is everywhere you go, they prioritize when you set an appointment. So you definitely want to set an appointment no matter where you go. Make sure you set an appointment. Number 5, plan out your day in advance. I know you guys hear people say this. There's no way that we have the same 24 hours as Beyonce. When I tell you, if you start planning your day in advance, you will feel like you have the same 24 hours as Beyonce. Because ever since I started doing that, for me, I don't plan out my day, I do plan out my week. So I do go down to each day and I write down what I'm doing this week, next week, and etc. Ever since I started doing that, man, when I tell you, I feel like I accomplished so much because I do. I actually get to see the things that I need to do this week, and I'm not just sitting there playing with my thumbs, figuring out what I'm doing next. I have so much things to do sometimes where I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know what to tackle first. And honestly, I'm sitting there thinking so much, time is flying by. Now that I wrote down everything that I need to do in a week, I'm like, okay, after this, I do this. After this, I do this. I know what I gotta do, and that's all because I started planning my day, my week in advance. So I highly suggest you start doing that. Plan your day in advance or your week in advance. Just go ahead and do that. I promise you, you're gonna save so much time because that helped me out a lot. But you guys, those are 5 things that you can do to save your time. Now, I'm not gonna waste your time anymore. Now, all I need is 2 seconds out of your time to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys enjoy this video and you find it useful. Thank you for watching Riches on the Rise. Let's rise up together. Bye, y'all.